the story of Ruth, and it's a very, very difficult story in the beginning. She comes from a royalty. She comes from this high line of the Moab kings, and she goes and she marries a Jewish guy, and because of that her life turns upside down, and she loses all the money, and she loses eventually her husband, and she loses she separates from her sister, and she goes to a foreign country, and then she's not even she's going and she's collecting for food. Things are not going well for her. And in fact, the Megillah, the Gemara says, Megillat Ruth is the first Sefer in Ketuvim. And the question is asked, Eov was really chronologically before Ruth. We know Eov was the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, and some accredit that Moshe Rabbeinu actually wrote Eov. So, why is it that Ruth is first? It should be first Eov, and then Ruth. Says the Gemara, it says that the Torah did not want to deal to Eov as a book of suffering. It's a book of punishments. And it says, the story of Eov is very, very much, it says the Torah wanted to start off with a good, start off with the story of Ruth. But, we know, if you read the book of Eov finishes off on top. He gets everything back. He gets his money. He gets his power back. So, it says, Ruth has also a very tough beginning, and she also ends off good. So what's the difference in Ruth and Eov? Says the Nachal Yosef, he answers like this, and he says that, the reason why Ruth became what she became was because of what she went through. Everything she went through made her become what she became, which is the mother of the Davidic dynasty. And you think of it like this: a farmer goes and he plants seeds. He's losing a seed every time he puts it in the ground. But is he mourning over the seed? He says, no, I'm going to get so much more greater out of it. So the same thing that, the story of Ruth, it had some difficult parts in it. It had some difficult parts for it, especially for Ruth. It had a very difficult part for it. But at the end, you see, it's planting the seed for her to become what she became. And she had to go through everything like that to become what she became, to get this chut. We know, that she was originally not able to have any children. The only person that she would be able to have children with was only with Boaz. Because of everything that she did, because of the chesed that she did, and the blessing that she got from the Omi, and the blessing that Boaz got received also, they were only able to have it. It was only able to happen this way. It wasn't like it could have happened any other way. It only was able to happen this way. And how did this all have to happen? Only because Ruth went through her difficult parts in her life. The Megillah, if you look at it, something fascinating. Almost the entire Megillah Ruth, all the verses begin with the letter Vav, except I think for 8. So 85 verses begin with Vav, except for 8. 8 don't begin with Vav. What's Vav? Vav is the word and. If you want to do a continuation of a sentence, or otherwise known for the grammar professionals, a run-on sentence, where it just keeps on going, you just like and it just keeps on going. So the Megillah wants to tell you that this entire story of Ruth is one big story. It's not like parts of it. This is bad, this is sad, this is sad. Oh, and here's a good part. This is where the twist comes in. It was all one continuation that we only were able to come to the good only because we went through that bad. Only because we went through that. And this is such a lesson to learn in life. There's many things in life that, unfortunately everybody has to go through tough things in life. Very, very difficult things in life. And in fact, some things we don't understand. God, I don't know what you want from me. Why? Why did I have to go through this? The question is asked again and again, numerous times in a person's life. It says, why? And not only that, I'd be like, okay, God, you want me to fix. I get it. But what? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to know? There's unfortunately tragedies upon tragedies that happen to people, especially in this day and age. There's not a day that you don't open up the paper, you read the news, and what tragedy hits another family, and another one, and another one, from all different angles. So what, God? What do you want from us? We don't know what's going on. All we need to learn is learn the lessons from Ruth. Ruth could have asked the same thing. What's going on? I'm coming here, I'm doing this, I'm going over here, nothing's going my way. But what did Ruth do? Ruth did one thing consistently, and that was, I'm going to do what I need to do. And she went, and she saw some hints from God, and says, okay, listen, Elimelech, God sent them a hint. Didn't get it. He perished. Machlon and Kilyon, God sent them hints also. They didn't get it. They perished. Naomi says, I got the hints. I'm going back to Israel. I'm going back to my homeland. And she goes back, she picked up on the hints. And the bad things we have to realize, the bad things that happen in life is little hints. God is telling you hints. Wake up. Don't be one of those people that bad things happen, unfortunately, and people don't realize. People don't realize it. People don't realize it. And then, the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. All of a sudden, more bad things happen. So you got to wake up early. If you wake up early, then God doesn't need to send you more hints. God doesn't need to do it. All you have to do is follow the lessons of Ruth. Is that no matter what happens, you do what you're supposed to do, and at the end, everything's going to be all right. Not everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to turn out excellent. And this is the lesson that we learn from Ruth. We learn from Ruth that this is so empirical, that not only for Torah, not only that we read it on Shavuot, but how we live our daily life. This is a way that if we live the way of a life of Ruth, that even through some hardships, that we can keep doing what we're supposed to be doing, it says we're going to end up at the top. The mother of the Davidic dynasty. The mother of Mashiach. That is you can't get any. What can you possibly ask for more?
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.